Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Farside TV with my co-host Jeremy Scippio.
What's going on, people?
Yeah, man. I think I need to start seeming like I'm cool, man. I think I know you a little bit. I might have to start calling you Sip. I hear that's what they call you
I I can't stand when people call me that. That's my least favorite nickname, but I can't stop the world.
in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
talk to people,
man.
they be like, "Oh man, you working with Sip, man? Sip, Sip." I'm like, "Ah, shit,
Who
Jeremy? All
who
right,
you talking about? Who?
huh?"
Who'd you say? Who'd you say?
I said when I'm talking to people, they be like, "Oh man,
Oh, the people. Oh,
yeah, they're like, oh man, you working with Sip?" I'm like, yeah, man. You know,
man, I haven't been able to control my own nickname since I was a kid, man. I can't help it. I just like it is what it is. I don't know. And then some people say skip and all that.
oh,
It's fine.
man.
It's fine.
I'll say the person that I've seen come up with the best solution to names, Brown just says Brown, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he just had his name mutilated, just like man, I've seen it. And then it's crazy because I've known him as I knew him as Romine, but then I
Mhm.
it evolved into Brown, Booty Brown, whatever. And then
Mhm.
I was just kind of like, well, can people really mess your name up that much? And then, over the years, over the year, yeah, they'll put letters,
And
they'll put letters in that don't even belong. You know what I'm saying?
you, and you correct them only make it worse. So you just gotta let
Oh
it rock.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You
That's
gotta,
yeah, yeah. That's
you gotta let
crazy,
it rock.
crazy part. So yo, man, 2025, man, we almost here, man. It's been one hell of a year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's coming to a close. We definitely had some. It's funny. This is still the same year that the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beat kicked off. That's crazy.
Hey, I'll say the craziest thing about it, and maybe it's because of social media and where we are, like right now. But I'll say this is am I crazy to say this is the biggest rap beef? It's probably not the biggest rap beef, but I'll say it's the biggest rap beef that we've witnessed with technology that hasn't been like a hands-on type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, You say it's the biggest rap beat? I mean, yeah, yeah. Technology definitely played a role in it. I mean, because I say the biggest turning point was the timing of the drops, which that's something you couldn't really do. You know, when Drake dropped Family Matters and Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams. I think that was like the biggest turning point that we haven't seen in a battle like that before. Yeah, yeah. Marvin in the chat, he said, Cat Williams kicked it off. This is very, very, very true. Yeah, man, we're gonna see what 2025 looks like. But yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Well, it's crazy because Cat Williams helped me become a fan of Shannon Sharp because I
Hmm.
guess he made me aware a little bit. But I've seen a couple interviews, man, where I just kind of feel like, um, how, uh, he's borderline tabloid, man. Is that an unfair statement?
Well, yeah, I mean that's what the genre is. I mean, I mean that's what you gotta understand. That's why D.L. Hughley kind of came out the way he did. He said it Wendy Williams, she didn't go off air. She just what do you say? She just she 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 switched the outfit and got a weight set or something like that. It's messy. That you don't have to be messy, but even the stuff that I went viral for, it was still messy in nature. You know what I mean? It's a tabloid. It's like that's what people even you will say, oh, I don't like this, but your algorithm will be like, yeah, you do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know. I
Man,
mean, I give credit to Shannon Sharp for because you got this the Shannon Sharp success all boils down to one moment where him and Skip got into it real heavy, and Skip was trying to sun him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At that moment, Skip, yeah, the moment Skip did that, Shannon Sharp was like, it's just like any employer, when they start talking crazy to you, like, man, I can run this place better than you, and you gotta let the results do. You know what I mean? It's like who's selling the show,
yeah.
and also, even with Stephen A. Smith. Now, I give props to Skip Bayless. I mean, I'll say that format. Now hip hop is profiting off that same format. The Sports Center format. You know what I'm saying? That first take or first take format. Like he kicked it off. That's great. You know what I'm saying? But now it's evolved into something else. So, you know, like two people going at it versus, like the John Madden days where it'll be like a panel of four sports players and all that. Like,
No, we're what you're talking about is the old school version is
yeah.
Shaq, Charles Barkley, and all those like all those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the that's the old school version. The new school version is just two people. Like man, I kind of okay. So I kind of felt duped by Shannon Sharp. I kind of felt duped. The
Okay.
reason I felt duped was because when he made his exodus from Skip, he almost made it like I won't say pro black, but it was almost like he was pro people. You know what I'm saying? He kind of was
Yeah.
he was that flavor to he was the flavor to him and Skip, where Skip just kind of seemed like the antagonist, and Shannon just seemed like he kind of wanted to be for the people a little bit, but
I see what
when
you're
he
saying.
got but when he got his own platform, like I watched the interview with him and Wiz Khalifa, and I was just kind of like, I was like, man, like it
He's
it
playing the
just
clip game. You got to have a good clip, and you can't get a great clip by being genuine, wholesome, and all that. I mean, maybe get lucky, but for the most part, I mean, same with Nori. You got to think about it. Nori was a hard rapper, man. He was hard. These aren't. He wasn't a soft guy. You know what I'm saying? But when he on there, he up here being messy and like even when he asks questions, I mean, it's not on Shannon Sharp level. I definitely give you that. But it's still like what Dame Dash called chatty patty. This is all chatty patty. You know what I mean?
so
It's just the way they handle.
I've had this reoccurring conversation with Brown, and I've kind of had it with my dad a little bit. But it
Hmm.
seems like since 2000, and I really dated back to that. It just seemed like society as a whole gives you less, expects more, but you're crazy for looking at it like they're giving you less.
What do you mean?
So my personal experience in like 2000, it just seemed like everybody I did business with wanted. Oh, I'll give you an example. I'm a Costco shopper.
Hmm?
Before COVID, you got larger, some things, not everything, but there were some things that you got, some things the price just jumped up on them. And then other things they tricked you because they gave you smaller amounts of what you were
Hmm.
getting before, kind of like business as usual. And I feel like
Hmm.
people are just giving us less and wanting more and wanting us to look at it
Yeah,
like it's more.
yeah, I mean, you're describing a lot of things. I mean, in my eyes,
But they
I mean
want,
that's the game is selling to me.
but we're almost looked at as
That's
crazy for pointing it out though. Like my thing is
yeah.
this, dude. I understand business is business, man. I've been in business, for forever, with a partner, but I've been in business
Mhm.
forever, and it's just kind of like, dude, I'll just tell a client or just whatever, like, man, it's just gone up or whatever. But this whole 3 card Molly shell game that everybody just tries to play with you, man, it is just really trying on the patience, man.
Yeah, I'd say so. My version of that is, I saw this clip where someone was saying that feelings over facts. People might not like that, but it's true. And you know me, you've interacted with me. I need the hard
Fact.
evidence. I need it. You can't just say something out of your asshole. And I'm still trying to digest that statement. I don't even have a problem with people feeling that way. I don't have a problem with you know, straight information. A lot of stuff we talk about don't matter in real life. The problem is you're interacting with people and doing business with people who feel like they can just do whatever as if they're not some code of ethics or things that are already set in place to prevent issues. You know what I mean? Like it's funny. It's kind of sad that people don't act right until some lawsuit or something or the assault case or something big happens, and then all of a sudden now you want to listen. And it ties into other stuff. The gender conversation, everything. It's like you can make whatever world you want to make in your head, and as long as you disguise it or dress it up the right way, you'll be fine. Like nobody's gonna say. I mean, maybe people with a brain in the head will call you crazy, but for the most part, like everybody can kind of just do what they want to do. I feel like you're crazy for expecting ethics out of people. That's almost crazy. Like, or expecting what I would say what you would consider ethics, or your to expect what you're willing to give someone, or the type of attention or type of effort is crazy. That's what I'm learning. Is I'm learning this. It's not even like, I thought we all went to kindergarten and all learned the same stuff. I thought we all keep your hands to yourself, all that stuff. That no, that don't matter. Throw it out. Throw it out. Even history, they changing history right in our face, man. Like you gotta go to Google on page 2 to find out a fact. You can even trust page 1. And now with AI, they're gonna tell. I would like AI to do an experiment. It's probably about to happen. They're gonna create a fake person in history, and it's never gonna happen. It never happened. They're gonna create a first fake person in history. If they repeat it enough and tell it to the kids, I think that will be the future. Manipulate reality that way. I remember you said something like they're gonna say Eminem created hip hop or something like that. Now I think that's a stretch, but I think with more real things like laws invented and what it means, they will say the third good crep made the law, the jaywalking law, and people will believe this person. They'll put identity on them and everything, and it's just not going to be real. I think that's what we're looking forward to with AI taking the driving wheel of America's knowledge.
I just saw I just saw uh, a social media clip that showed these these like dumping
Mm-hmm,
bins that were full of books in Florida, where
mm-hmm,
they're throwing away all these
mm-hmm.
books of history books, indigenous American history, slave history, all this stuff. Them saying that it doesn't matter, it really doesn't help the self esteem of the young Caucasian students to see that their ancestors did something that they can't.
See what I mean?
They
That's a
have no
perfect
control.
example. That's a perfect example. So
Yeah,
they got rid of all the slavery books.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
and the indigenous, type books and whatnot. And it's crazy to me because it's kind of like, and I got a dude that I know and used to be kind of close to him, and he's a Trumper, almost I'll say he has it stronger than a born again Christian that goes to church. Let's say a he has it stronger than a born again Christian that goes to church 5 times a week. Like he is on Trump, like every single thing. And I say to him, I'm like, dude, what about his moral compass? well, the Democrats' moral compass is far more to the than him. And I'm like, dude, I don't mind you riding for who you ride for or feeling what you feel, but you've got to be honest. A lot of
Mhm.
why you feel the way you feel is because you're frustrated at the system and you're just kind of like, you know what? I'm mad at the system, so anything is okay. You know what I'm saying? And I said, if you can admit that, then I can at least respect what you're saying. I might not agree with it, but I'll respect it. But don't try to sell me that this guy is God's, you know,
Mhm.
chosen person, morally and ethically sound and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, nah, man, we talking about potatoes and ponies, man. We
Look, they going man, they gonna rewrite since he's gonna be president. They're gonna rewrite January 6th. They're gonna act like it's a national holiday.
oh man.
Watch
Yeah.
the day we took back. They took back what was theirs from their own self. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You know? No, you on point. You on point. I see where you're coming from. The only thing I say, find a place to hide, get everything together, and it's gonna be an avalanche of misinformation.
Me being an outsider, almost like a person that's not black, talking about black business. In 2025, man, I want to see y'all comics get along better, man.
I mean, I don't. So I'm surrounded by. I mean, there's some hater stuff, but for the most part, I'm very supportive. But I might have to kick up some dust at some point, just because wages, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like anything else. You know what I mean? But I just say, my fight's more institutional than like, who's next to me. But yeah, that cat. And think about all the people that was beefing was like, that's ancient history. Like, I mean, young people probably beef, but they probably beat differently. They like, so what? So what? Cat Williams and Steve Harvey don't get on. Like, they both rich and they can go to their corners. Like, what? You know, I don't know. I
And
can't think of, and Monique, she had her time and her shine. She did her thing. I'm always proud of her. But you see, it fizzled out because that's all it was smoke.
man,
You know what I'm saying?
this is what I will say about Monique, man,
Hmm.
and something that I learned in 2024. She's a great actress, man.
Yes, she is.
She's
Yes.
a she, and that's kind of where we are with how we want to connect other stuff to the art. If you take the emotional part and just all that out and you just look at the art part, um,
Hmm.
that movie that she was in that Lee Daniels did, that horror movie,
That you
dude,
loved.
she was dope. You don't think she was
She was
dope?
good. She was good. The movie was terrible, but I don't want to.
The
Yeah, we
movie
did
was
that one
terrible.
already. They copied everything from
The Exorcist.
Exorcist. Yeah. I
Eh,
mean, I don't know. Look, hey man, everybody got their taste, man. It is. What it is. But once you get to the nappy,
you know, Lee
you know
Daniels.
what? Yeah, I was.
Lee
Yeah.
Daniels or the writer was like, okay, we'll make her half black, and we'll make her mom. you know?
Hey, man, I'm proud of a black production that's hiring black people to act. I'll give them that. That's don't make me say too much.
but
Respectfully, Daniels. Hey, I got my SAG card, man. Come on, holla.
but I'll say this, and we could move on though. I'll just say that, man, as an actress, she's dope, man. You got to give that to her, man. You got to give it to her, man. She goes into a role. I haven't seen Precious. I had no desire. Like, I just heard
Hmm.
so many. Like, I don't. Why would I want to see the worst black mother in history, cinematic history? Like, I don't. I just had uh, no desire to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope hopefully we're done with the like black trauma porn. You know, I say especially when it comes to like black women, for some reason they like to like show black women in like their lowest form and try to perpetuate the idea that it's like majority or it's a lot of them. Like I don't. that's not my experience, and I didn't witness a lot of that. So you have your precious stories. And I understand there are people stories that are like that are close. But I just remember for colored girls, I was not like I was so annoyed by how like overly dramatic that was. Like, each scene could have been its own movie, and that would have been like enough. But they just kept showing it worse and worse and worse, and then they call it For Color Girls, and I'm like, why? Like, why? Why is that For Color Girls? I know it's probably based off a book, but of course, Tyler Perry had to put his stamp on it. It's not his movie, but he produced it or something. I don't know. I just know I Precious and For Color Girls are two movies that I only need to see once. I don't ever need to see. And they had other movies like Crash. Crash was another one, just like the worst case scenario stuff. Whatever, man. Those movies, they come through, they win a bunch of awards, and then disappear. That shows you that
But
these
you know
aren't
the sad
classics. No offense.
the sad thing about it is black people want to watch that, but the other people want to watch it like they want to see it like that.
But think about it. All right, I know times are different, right? You go like over like your people's house, and they had a DVD collection. You know what I'm saying? Like of movies, like what I'm saying, where you're gonna see your Fridays, and you might even see Baby Boy. You are not gonna see Precious. You ain't gonna see For Color Girls. You ain't gonna see these movies. Those are rentals. They're not a part of our, I mean, of course, like
Library.
the jokes are there. Yeah, but come on, man, that's not. Let's cut it out. We're better than that. We could do all genres of film. We don't need, the worst case scenarios. A
Jeremy said we
whole,
better than that.
we are, man. Like, come on, man.
No,
This is crazy. I'd be like, it's fine. Come through, win a bunch of awards, and then disappear. That's it. Uh, but yeah, I guess we can move on a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit about. I think we touched on it a little bit before when we heard about the rumblings of it, but it's finally here. Snoop Dogg's new album, Missionary. It's the return of his collaboration with Dr. Dre. First and foremost, I like to say, I do think we need to get back to producer-led rap projects
mhm.
because it helps keep a direction in the sound. With that being said, this did not keep its direction and sound, but it's clean though. It's clean. It's clean. But this has nothing to do with doggy style at all. If that's what you was looking for, you definitely need to listen to another album.
you
Have you
you
listened to it?
know, honestly, I'll say, I mean, Snoop Dogg is just too big of a star, man. Honestly, that's what
Oh yeah,
it's what we got out of Missionary, and it's not that bad, but it's kind of like people wanting to see Tyson box again. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Facts.
You want that nostalgic feeling of Iron Mike walking into the stadium with a troop jacket on and being one of the first people to really bring hip hop out, you know what I'm saying, out and just,
Hmm.
like all that thing. And honestly, I got more enjoyment out of listening to the like that death row music that Snoop put out, the songs that he had with the Dog Pound, and the songs he had with 213 and like not 213
Yeah.
the East Siders and all that kind of stuff. And I
Uh-huh.
was kind of like, dang, that's hard. Like, man,
Yeah.
hearing Goldie Loke and Trey D, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like hearing that, but hearing him with Dr.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go. Sorry. I'll let you finish.
Hearing him with Dr. Dre, it just wasn't exciting, man. To me.
You would. Yeah. No. I hear that. First of all, I gotta say, like, the songs weren't bad though. It's just like you said, you know, it's a surprise they didn't capitalize off of this like West Coast movement that's going on, like Kendrick kind of kicked off, It's interesting. But yeah, it's the same way if E40 dropped something and it was like if it was E40 with like a did I say it right? Yeah, technological feel or something like a techno thing, like that's cool. E40 is a good rapper, but I want to hear like, that Bay Area sound. And kind of the same thing with these guys, but I think they're allowed to evolve and create music. I think I'm not against that. But yeah, I would prefer to hear more Southern music. Southern, so more West Coast music.
Shame on you, man.
I didn't mean that. But yeah, more. But yeah, this is just what made it. Imagine what didn't make it. You know, I say missionary. I don't know. I don't want to be too you know cancelable, but yeah, I just think the presentation to me is a bit much. The album is a condom. Like in a I just it's a little much, and it's supposed to be a play on Trojan and all that stuff. I get it. The joke is doggy style missionary. I get it. It's just I don't think this is why we don't think of sex in that way when it comes to Snoop, especially this Snoop, elder statesman Snoop. You know what I mean? Like carry the Olympic gold torch, Snoop.
Rebranded, like his brand is bigger than, like, as far as rappers are concerned,
Yeah.
I would say he has the largest brand.
Well, man, keep it real, man. I think Snoop Dogg is the most famous person on this planet. That's what I believe. And I know a lot of people will try to fight me on that, but they'll name like Messi. I'm like, who here? You got to have a 30-year career. That's the starter first and foremost. You got to be famous for 30 years to even get into this conversation. And I would say if you want to go maybe between Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Snoop, but I think Snoop got it. Yeah, you're right. His brand is too big, but that shows you that he can do more. I mean, music ain't even like that's not even like the top thing he does anymore. So that's fine. And
Oh no,
he's
it's
his sound is good. I just say with him, I don't know. I got to re-listen to the album. I'm gonna give it another shot, but he needs an anthem. If Snoop can make another anthem, boom, he's adding on to his resume, which is one of the most extensive resumes on the planet. But if he has an anthem, it triggers all his back catalog as well. So yeah, he's good.
I'll tell you where he impressed me in the last week. I was watching him on a podcast and he was speaking about the Kendrick situation. And he had no baritone in his voice towards any of that interaction and what had happened and whatever. And he just totally just played his role. He's like, dude, he's the king. We passed the torch.
Mhm.
Don't forget, I'm the one that, stepped on stage where we had this moment and I was there, the game was there, and everybody was there, and they wanted me like to rap. They handed me a mic, and I was like, no, I gave Kendrick his flowers and told him, man, he is the king right now. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
Where a different version of Snoop, maybe a younger Snoop or whatever, there would have been so much ego involved in it that he would have tried to just. You can't go against Kendrick right now, man.
Mhm.
He the king, man. He the right now. He may run out of gas. I say he gonna be at Coachella, man. I think they gonna
You said
straight,
what?
huh?
Say what? Say it again.
I think he's gonna be at Coachella.
Snoop or Kendrick?
Yeah,
Kendrick. I mean, what's Coachella to the Super Bowl though?
I'm just saying he's not gonna run out of gas anytime soon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm,
I
I'm
hear that.
saying
I
his.
mean,
I'm
he
saying
got an album. Yeah, yeah. He got an album to promote. And did he do Coachella before? I think he did it before. But yeah, yeah.
dude, he ain't even got to three-quarters of a tank since July. since
I Yeah, I agree. I think yeah, because that's a lot of the Drake stands. That's what they hoping and that's what they say. They'd be like, "Oh, he only drops every 5." I'm like, "Y'all not paying attention." I was like, I feel like if first of all, he was working. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. Like he dropped Damn in 2017, but then he dropped the Black Panther soundtrack in 2018. And even between then, he had drops stuff, in between. Baby Keem's career began around that time. And I personally believe Baby Keem doesn't exist. I think that's all Kendrick. And I think that he wanted to make some music that wasn't, I feel like when he dropped, it has to be more rooted in like black culture and all that. It's very significant. It doesn't give him much time to like play around. Even with this album, when he dropped it, people saying it's a mixtape. It's a mixtape. This is a mixtape. It's a mixtape. I'm like, no, it's an album. It's just, dang, can he have fun? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just hard for people to interpret that. I feel like Baby Keem's whole career was Kendrick Lamar just having fun, but let me use Baby Keem as an avatar. And my people always get mad at me, but I was like, yo, they got the same ad libs. Like, this is the same exact ad libs, you know. So,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I'll say I feel like he was working the whole time. I feel like he took some time off to raise his kids, to get
Mhm.
them, because they were like babies at the time. But I just think that he's a worker. And he's in it. And I don't know what his next project's gonna be. I think he's a visual artist as well. I think that's what PG Lane was started for, more for the visual aesthetics,
Mm.
stuff. So I predict um, Kendrick, because I know he got that South Park show, the show with the South Park creators coming out, whatever that's going to be. But
Mhm.
I don't even think that's going to be a big splash. Personally, I think that um, innovating. Maybe a film, maybe something music video related. He's like, a lot of the visuals and how he presents is more of his creativity as well. So, but yeah, man, hey, oh yeah, Snoop, yeah, man. Look, I get it, because Snoop's just going whatever the way the wind blow. Because best believe, if Drake would have won, Snoop would be singing his praises. So I love Snoop, but he's full of shit. Like, that's why Kendrick kind of called him out a little bit. But this is all fun and games. Ain't nothing serious here. But if Drake would have won that, he would have been like, hey, cuz I knew little homie bit off more than he can chew. You know what I'm saying? But I'm West though. But I'm just saying, little homie bit off more than he can chew. That's that's big. That's big. That's big. He's full of shit. But I love Snoop. I love Snoop. Like, seriously, I love him to death.
On Sunday, I saw some of the highest level of hatred that I've seen this year, man. And
Okay.
I'm gonna give the Splendid Radio Award of Hatred to academics, man. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it to him. He was critiquing Kendrick's toy drive and talking about how uh the sound was horrible and the production level was low and all this stuff. And he's just going on and on and on. And it's like, dude, it's not a Kendrick concert. He wasn't even singing songs up there. I just saw him ad libbing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he did was gave his presence to the Jordan Downs and provided a place where anybody who would give a toy could celebrate a TDE experience, not
Hmm.
a Kendrick show. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The TD, and it's just kind of like, dude, academics was just going on and on and on. And then I just had to spin my record back. I was like, you know what? Academics won. He got my goat. That's what he wanted to do.
What you mean? Oh, got your attention, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he was hating. I think that he was hating on the TDE toy drive, to be relevant. I mean, I think that some of it was hate, but then I think a lot of it was like to be part of a conversation.
Yeah. Though I've definitely appreciated the way he moved in the past, I would say as of right now, he's a little too famous and he's compromised. I mean, it's not really like I kind of don't care which way he sways, because he's in it. Like he's used as a tool or as a pawn. Like, and it's not even like multimedia. It's like, you know if somebody that he talked shit about called him and was like personal with him, he's a fan. So now he's like, oh man, and it changes because he's getting access. You know what I'm saying? Now, not everybody, but clearly he's in the game now. So yeah, I can't. It's not like he's reporting on the news; he's the news as well. So yeah, I can't.
If we live to see it, I would love to see somebody whistle blow who the corporations and record labels paid in order to manufacture this content. I won't call it news. I'll call it
Mhm.
content because that's what it is. And dude, I would just really love to see who's funding the wars, man.
Yeah, it don't take much though. Excuse me. It don't take much. I mean, you gotta think about it, like that's why, man, you really gotta watch your back out here because I say to people why they was talking, you know, about anybody. I like the Kendrick line because I was saying it before when he said everybody cackling that Diddy, but all y'all's on trial. You know what I'm saying? Like, because 10 people start a rumor about you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna give everybody a cease and desist? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, yeah, big corporations, of course, but at the same time, it's like, we this is where we head, and that's what I was saying before. Like, man, the era of misinformation. This is it. It's over. Like the truth don't matter. The truth don't matter.
I'll tell you something crazy. So when it comes to X in like South America, India, and maybe some places in Asia, dude, they'll pull your boy Elon Musk chain. And dude, he won't be as hard as he is with just the craziness that he allows in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like, dude, in the United States, he claimed that he bought Twitter because it was, he wanted to, you know, be for the people and to kind of make it a good thing. But dude, in America, anything goes on
Yeah,
Twitter, on X.
yeah. What the thing is, it should have just been straight up illegal because you can't have that much power and control media of any type. That should be illegal. But yeah, man. I mean, I heard stories. I'm not this old, but
Yeah.
back in the day, how the mob was running stuff, and literally that's how Kennedy's got into office because they had had there's one of their own run so that they can dictate how things worked or whatever. From the prohibition all the way up to then. Look, man. I don't have an answer, but yeah, I think that should if I control America, I would never let that happen. I think that's evil right there. There's nothing you can do.
I'll tell you the most surprising thing I read last week. Hold on. It was so big, I kind of short circuited. Uh, okay. LeBron James's son.
Mm.
How many jerseys do you think he sold, and how much revenue was brought in from those jersey sales?
I mean, I can't put a number on it, but a ton. Yeah, a lot.
500,000 jerseys sold, $50 million made.
Mm.
Incredible.
Not one, not one shot made before 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 a slam dunk. That's crazy.
Amen. But the reason I brought that up, dude,
Mhm.
nepotism.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, but this is the thing though. Other people in other cultures, they ain't stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
dude, it's so funny. Um, me having having two parents that were uh kind of Huxtable esque type, two
Hmm.
black people involved in business professions, all that kind of stuff, whatever. One of the things that my mother and my father's friends would tell me when I was young, this is like some like we'll say 12, 11, 12, 13. My parents would have me spend time with their successful friends, like, and just whether it was going out to lunch or just whatever, but not with my parents, but just them just exposing me to people who were black that were able to be successful. And one of the common conversation, or the common denominator in the conversation and experiences that I had was we need to start hiring people that look like us, our friends' sons that may graduate from college or before they go to college, like when they're in, like when you come home from college and you have that time in between, they would like allow their friends children to like intern in their businesses, like huge
Mm-hmm.
businesses and whatnot, like to get the experience and whatnot. And for us, as black people, it's looked at kind of like crazy, like, oh man, you don't need to let your family into the business and da da da. But dude, I totally feel LeBron James on having his son in the league because
Mm-hmm.
he could,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And for all the people, all the naysayers, if they could, they would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, clearly. I mean, I think everybody know what's up. You know what I mean? And also, you just never know where, because literally he just stepped away. So you never know where it's gonna go. But I'd say, in a more generic sense, the goal for everybody is to get their kids in a place, like before you go away, you want to secure your kid's position. And in this way, he secured that, his it's up to him now. But for sure, he got him. Not only did he get him in the NBA, he got him on a good team and got him a good start. So now it's all on him, and he can retire now. People are like, all
Yeah.
right, peace. Everybody will see it for what it was. Like, because he did say that. He said he wasn't gonna retire until he can get his so he can play with his son. And he the oldest NBA player in the league. That's crazy. Well, that's crazy.
So
That is crazy.
so tell me about this. So
Mhm.
um Brown is my technological guru, and so he is always keeping me up on the latest of late in the what's what. So I remember when TikTok first came out, Brown was like, man, this is we you can get some traction from this, and he was talking about all the great things that had to do with TikTok. How do you feel about this January date that they have where TikTok is no longer going to be allowed in the United States?
I don't. I have to see it to believe it. I don't know what that even looks like. I mean, because there's ways around that. I mean,
You think they'll reach a deal?
I mean, I think that's a marketing tac or it's a negotiation tactic for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But I don't know. I can't call it. I haven't seen anything like this before. I'll just say that you know, there are ways around it. Point blank simple. Like, like man, I've been watching Japanese anime on my laptop since I was a kid, and like this stuff wasn't reachable stuff. Like you need a VPN, you can switch your thing. They gonna figure it out. It's TikTok too popular, whatever. I mean, it'll all boil down to like a version of term and conditions where you are opting to have your personal information um, being taken, which is happening everywhere anyway. So yeah, I'm not as enthused by this, but I would say only thing is also the other thing is doing, I shouldn't say only thing, it's also making Instagram, Facebook, Meta a bigger monopoly than it already is. You know what I mean? Like it is a monopoly on technology. Like I'm so against these major corporations being like bloodthirsty. And there was a point where it was these things were freer, but we know for a fact the government has a meta in their pockets. That's why they put Mark Zuckerberg on trial, for information. They're like, no, you don't give that information to other people, you give that to us. You know what I mean? So yeah, the only way Meta's allowed to do the things it's doing is if it stays locked in with the government and they have control and jurisdiction over how to distribute. So, I'm not saying TikTok is the underdog. I'm not rooting for them, but if you ever want to know where my loyalties, like I'm always going to go against the major corporations until I am one. That's what I'm
I,
doing business
I,
with one.
I'll tell you this. One thing that people aren't thinking about with social media and just the technology and how it works, dude, they found homeboy that ran up on that healthcare dude. And dude,
Luigi Mangione.
and that was technology, man. They people could say leads and all. Well, homeboy did at McDonald's. I think he did kind of drop dime, but they had so many pictures of the dude.
Well, I was almost say lack of because I feel like we're more surveilled than that. The fact that they couldn't find him even for a little bit was impressive to me. But he slipped up because he was flirting with some girl and he pulled his mask down and smiled and put it back up. Why would you do that? And even McDonald's like this is when this isn't like you could. That's why you could tell the how you say the unorganized. They try to act like this is a bigger thing. Like, nah, this dude just was bored and was like, let me kill somebody. Let me make a political statement real quick. He's a loser, man. At the end of the day, and now they're gonna make this dude a star. You're gonna have documentaries and what was on his mind and all that stuff. And this is the school he went to, and this is what his parents is about. This guy is a loser, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you the main reason he's a loser is because he shot somebody with a job. They're gonna replace the dude. They're going to replace the guy. You are a loser. That is like that's like you don't like Chuck E. Cheese. So what do? You shoot the dude with the costume on and you shoot up the animatronics?
With the rat.
You hurting Chuck E. Cheese? Get out of here, bro. Lock him up, man. I ain't got time for this.
Hey, real quick
Loser.
fact.
Yeah.
So about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I wanted some pizza, and there's a Chuck E. Cheese about maybe 3 or 4 minutes from our office. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, you know what? I think they got. I haven't been since I was just like a little kid or something like that. But I was in my mind, I was thinking, oh, I could just go and grab a quick little slice. I walked up to the door, and the security guard said, "Man, you know you can't come in here." I said, what you mean? He's like, dude, you
Yeah.
can't come in here without no kids. And
Yeah,
I
man.
was
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Nah, he saved you, bro. He saved you. He saved you. You go in there 2 3 times and now you finish the description. Heck no. Heck no. Yeah, he saved your life. I want to give a small update. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the Jay-Z accusations because they're looking for the next one. They're looking for the next one. They've been saying since the Diddy thing, they've saying Jay-Z next. Jay-Z got to watch where he walk. First of all, Jay-Z's outside same day. Let's keep that one outside same day with his family, with Tina Knowles acting weird, and he's still right there. Let's keep that fact. You know what I mean, secondly, and like I said before, I'm not saying he's innocent. I don't know, but I just like to say the energy. They say keep that same energy. That's what Jay Z about. Because he's outside, he sent the cease and desist, and he said he gonna sue dude for everything. Dude started acting weird. He went to what lawyer is on Twitter or on Instagram, bro? Now you acting funny. Then the accuser, you got to know geography. You got to know geography. The accuser is getting her story messed up because she said white man. She painted this picture that does not exist. She said a white mansion in New York City, and New York, like where? We don't even have the color white. You know how dirty this place is.
I, I'll say this. Um, I don't know the kind of voice recognition stuff that they did for her voice or whatever, or if that was her real voice talking. But if that was her real voice talking, she definitely sounded like she had some mental illness, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she better have a mental illness because when it's bounced back, it's gonna hurt. I'm trying to tell you, the Carter Knowles family, they was waiting for somebody to jump out there. They wanted somebody to jump out there so bad. You fell for the bait. You fell for it. You fell for it. Now you got to pay the price. Yup,
And
that's
dude,
what happens.
the haters tried to stir the pot like the NFL was going to step to the side. And instead of them stepping to the side, they're like, dude, we totally support Rock Nation. The relationship is stronger than ever.
Look, I'm gonna say something, but like I said, I think I said it last time, but I want to keep it, in context.
Yeah.
Jay Z worked with the feds. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean snitching or whatever the heck. I'm saying he got immunity on some level that got nothing to do with anything we can touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
every time a rapper gets in trouble, he be there with his Rock Nation litigation. Like, bro, I thought y'all sold records. Why you got litigation? So that's, I'm trying to. what the type of business he doing, you gonna need a fleet. You can't come with
Yeah,
no BS. You need a fleet to
yeah,
go against,
yeah. Because
and
your boy 21
go ahead.
Savage, he was in a horrible situation, and Jay-Z flew him back into the country, stepping off of the jet with the legal team, not one person, not two people, not three people, not four people, but a whole team of lawyers stepping
Mhm.
off of the private jet and walking him into the whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it. Maybe I need to put a hot 16 out, sell a record, and then get in trouble for Jay-Z to have a conversation with me. But I'll just say that clearly he got something deeper going on. There is no question that he's connected to the judicial system, to the I mean, that's so he good. He good. He not gonna spend, if something happens with him, he ain't spending a day in jail. And that's not happening. Hove is That's power. That's what real power is. And I don't know how he got it. I don't understand it. It's above my pay grade, but it's obvious. Uh, I'll speak on this briefly too. I don't know if you heard about the Travis Hunter situation with his girl.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. You know, so clearly we have this red pill community, which is kind of I feel like it's kind of dying off. But I would say the benefits that did come from it is awareness. I compare it to growing up in the '90s. I feel like it was like really like you know independent black woman. Like I don't need no man. I could do it. Like that was like the push. And the good thing is that women were able to like go like, yeah, I don't have to rely on. I mean, I don't know how things were in the past. I do understand how families, nuclear families work, but I'll just say the era I came up in, women were like, hey, I'm taking care of this. I'm doing this thing, right? So when
yeah,
you see this red pill stuff, it kind of reminds me of that because I do. Well, let me say this first. I'll say I think now we're smart enough to know we need to get back to families, kind of tying into what you were saying before. Like, yeah, that was cool. That was cute, but let's focus on family, you know? And I feel like with the red pill community, it's kind of that too. Like, let's focus on, let's get back because this is getting messy. Now, you have this Travis Hunter thing, right? He's just interacting with his girl publicly, right? And then people just started adding their opinions in. I'm not saying they're wrong, but it is very interesting to see. It's a because he shows the inside of his relationship with his girl. People just like every man is trying to say it without saying it. Like, nah, I wouldn't do that, play it like that. And even I seen him interact. I think a couple of the things that she did, and also just me learning too as a man. Well, as a couple, you want to big up your partner. It's important because the world gonna try to tear them down. They're gonna try to tear y'all down. You always want to big up your partner, right? That's women and men. I don't care. With this situation, they keep catching her tearing him down in a specific way. Like she's like, yeah, he wasn't even my type. I'm not into the, like kind of just keep those remarks are adding up. And even like he won a game, he's a star player, and he's got a bright future. He got signed an NFL contract. Um, she's like not happy, not even cheering. You know, it's almost like she doesn't like his success. I think why people are really scared is because he proposed to the girl and signed an NFL contract. So the marriage and all this stuff is coming together at the same time. Cameron commented on it. Godfrey commented on it. Both of them are like, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that, man." And his words back is, "Hey, mind your business." So I don't know. Since you've seen it, what do you think?
so she she told her side of the story,
Okay.
and you could clearly tell that his team coached her, and basically she gave context to everything that everybody's been saying about all the obvious stuff. So with
Mhm.
her, with Deion Sanders nudging her and telling her it's okay, she was
Hmm.
like, it wasn't my moment. It was his family first. And then I was just kind of waiting to see. So she had stuff to say on every single thing. And she even almost teared up for a second. You know what I'm saying? It was, man, it, put it this way. Nobody's going to be able to tell him.
Yeah, and yeah,
He's already there. Like like there is no one's gonna stop him from that. You know what I'm saying? It may be something that he has to deal with after that, if there is an after of that or whatever. But he wanted to go on. He went and I saw him do a rant where he defended her, and he was kind of pandering to people to support her because she's a good person and no one really knows her like he knows her. And the craziest thing was he was like, I've driven her to parties and I've waited out in my car for hours while she went to the parties and, just whatever, whatever, whatever. And I just look at it like they both adults. That's their relationship. From the outside, people can look at it and say, they could give their opinion, but he's caught in the tractor beam. There is no it's just gonna
yeah.
be what it's
I
gonna be.
I I say the biggest foul is, and this is that what you're saying, like the with the Shannon Sharp stuff, the chatty patty thing, like the laws of a man have to be redefined. I say probably the biggest foul is is going online, going or YouTube or whatever, and saying that we
Pandering.
probably you gotta go pull him to the side
Mm-hmm.
and let him know that. And if he hear it enough, he'll hear it. Because I've been in bad relationships, I've been in bad situations, and people try to tell me, hey, either you hard headed or you take it in after a while. You're like, damn, everybody's saying this, but yeah, it looked pretty bad, and he gonna find out. He just that's it. Sometimes you gotta look and enjoy the show. You gotta be like, all right, bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll be here for you when you're done. I'll be here when you're second wife, your third
you,
wife. Oh, but yeah.
I'll tell you what 2024 taught me. It's not important to be the deliverer of the horrible news for
Hmm.
everything that you're watching and that you're seeing. Sometimes because it won't be received if you're the messenger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes you just kind of got to set it up and step back and just let
Hmm.
life happen and just, wish for the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not necessary to get everybody to understand your point of view or what you see or what you feel and all that because people are tapped into their own frequency, man.
Yeah, man. And letting emotion, you know, drive your situation, I mean, we all fell victim to it, but I'm learning that, that's not the way. But whatever, man. Hey, he's the rich guy. He's the kid that they're gonna give him millions of dollars, and he gonna
Everything.
have to get he gonna have to give half of that to her. And also just on some player stuff, like, hey, if this the game she running, I can't be mad at it. It's the play. I mean, you women out there, go get you a baller. Get you a baller early so you can say you was there from the beginning. Get you somebody who got potential. You know what I'm saying? But just hide your deception a little more. Don't talk smack about him or downplay him. Like, you supposed to be his teammate. You supposed to build him up. You supposed to make him. That's my guy. That's my guy. First one. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you if you and his mama jumping up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a lesson. Everybody learn their own lessons. Everybody gonna learn their own lessons. That's the lesson she gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? And then she gonna get her reality show where she talking smack about him and all that. Write a book. The game's twisted, but whatever.
I got a couple more for you, man. So
Mhm.
being a comedian, a fan of hip hop,
Yeah.
your boy Will Smith
Hmm.
trying to separate himself for I think he's trying to be relevant. That honestly, that's probably the correct
Will
term.
Smith is going through. right. Will Smith is going through something. He's going through something. He's having an identity crisis. It's a very slow identity crisis that started, just observationally started, around the August thing. Once
The slap.
August, no, I'm talking about before that. August,
Oh, oh yeah,
Alcina.
yeah, yeah. August.
From the
Yeah,
moment he,
the red
put
table.
their business out there. Not even the
Hmm.
red table. He released a song kind of hinting that him and Jada was messing around. And then people was like, oh, that's just, theatrics. And then he went on that one show and was like, man, like, I loved her. And, blah, blah, blah. And you easily see, like, oh, she took advantage of him. Not to go into that Jada conversation, but Will Smith has been having a very slow identity crisis since then. It's he don't know who to be. And my evidence of that is he's been cussing a lot more. Like even in that conversation, he like, I don't give a damn, fuck, shit. Will Smith went on record saying that he don't cuss because his grandmother told him intelligent people don't do that, and that was a big part of his character and who he is. I'm not saying he's like a 50-year-old man, probably hitting on 60 or whatever. He's allowed to do what he want. I'm not saying you can't change, but clearly he's going through something. This Diddy thing is an attempt to stay relevant, but he just wanted to cuss and show that, what I mean, get the cheap laugh. But nobody associated you with Diddy. Bro, you got your own drama, and the more we learn is get way deeper. And I don't even want to be there for the Will Smith train wreck because he already said he wears a mask. He said all the things that if you are listening, he's going to have a bigger meltdown than the one he had at the Grammys or Oscars. Yeah,
Yeah,
he gonna have another melt. He due for another meltdown. Release the Kirk Franklin album and all that stuff, and like you know, will hey man, like you said, you just gotta be there for him after you can't deliver. Nobody close to him will be like, hey man, you losing it. He's like, well, I'm making money. I'm killing. Like, nah, bro. We gonna just like he thought he was winning before he slapped Chris Rock. Whoever he slapped next, he gonna slap Tyson next and do something crazy.
I'm never one to pile it on when somebody is down, even if they my
Yeah,
enemy. I mean, I just
yeah.
won't mess with them.
Same here.
I tell you one thing I have learned in 2024: you gotta put the fire out. You can't
What does
leave
that
no
mean?
embers burning. You can't leave
What you
if
mean?
there's a fire, you gotta eradicate it. You can't.
What what you mean like trouble or a problem?
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
got to,
yeah.
yeah, you have to deal with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not dealing with it and thinking like, oh, I'll just come back to it, or oh, I'll just da da da. Man, you turn your head and a marble be done turned into an element. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like some should be the some should be done turned so crazy. But uh I say that in context to your boy Dr. Umar. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
pile on another black man, but I will say this, man. Him coming out and trying to talk about the Jay-Z situation and all this, that, and the third, I just kind of feel like if anybody's to do it, not the man that was supposed to open the school up 15 years ago,
Yeah.
that took
So
a
what's the problem though? I missed it. Let me see.
no, he was just basically kind of putting it like Jay-Z maybe, you know, basically he wasn't on the pro Jay-Z. He didn't think that Jay-Z was gonna be the Teflon Don. But you know what though? I got one better than that though. Dr. Umar, he was hating, just clearly hating on Jay-Z and trying to talk about this, that, and the third. But I'll tell you something more interesting than that. I don't know if you remember, I believe it was a Grammys. What was it when Michael Jackson did the longest moonwalk in the world and he moonwalked across the stage at an award
Mhm.
ceremony?
I mean, I just know the
It might
the
have been
Motown 20
Motown. It might have been the
Motown
Mo
25.
It
You talking
might
about
have been the
the
Motown 25. It was something where Michael Jackson did the long, like he moonwalked like all the way across the big stage or something like that.
let me see. I mean, I just know the Motown 25. That's when he first debuted the moonwalk, but I don't know. me see longest. I'm gonna see longest moon. I believe the longest moonwalk probably is not even by Michael Jackson. I bet longest moonwalk. Yeah, because he got more dances to do. Some people just do
Well,
that. Let me see. Oh shoot. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Longest moonwalk. Um, longest moonwalk. Yeah, some weirdo. Second moonwalk lasted 7 hours and 37
well,
minutes. Ain't
I'll say this, man.
let's see. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
I,
go ahead. I'm gonna look for it.
I'll say this: the biggest moonwalk, I'll say, of 2024.
Uh,
Dude, your girl Jaguar Wright retracted all that Jay Z
oh, you're
talk.
funny. I didn't know that's where you were going. That's funny. That's funny.
Dude, whatever that world record was that you saw, she topped it. She
That's funny.
whatever that world
That's
record
funny.
was of the longest, the biggest, the widest, the most diverse moonwalk, she changed the narrative up 1,000,000% and started debating semantics and stuff like that. But dude wasn't saying nothing about Jay Z, dude. She was scared to speak his name.
Hey, whatever Jay-Z is tapped into, I'm telling you, they was waiting for somebody to jump out there. They want because we done seen the play too many times. You know what I mean? You got the Weinsteins, you got the Cosbys, you got the Kevin Spaceys and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they wanted to make sure, hey, whoever starts this, because like you said, the Stars of Marvel turns to an avalanche. Because if they get 10, that's enough. That's enough. Now stuff is getting canceled. This isn't that, blah, blah. This is to discourage people. This is you will be made an example. And
Hey,
Jaguar, I don't know if it was some police pulling up or it was somebody putting a gun there. Maybe some Luigi Mangione was like, "Hey, you need to chill." But either way, yeah, man, yeah,
dude,
I heard. I haven't seen it, but I heard.
it had her to the point of where I saw her arguing with this dude, and she's like, if you don't pull that down by tomorrow, you're gonna hear from some attorneys. Like she talking about she goes,
Hey, man, hey, man. But I say, hey, we're living in an era. Facts don't matter. Facts don't matter. That's why she's able to say she could say XYZ and then say I didn't say XYZ, and she look you dead in the face and not blink. That's the era we live in. So get used to it because there's gonna be more of it. More people on record saying a thing and then be like, I didn't say that. And then you go, here's a video of you saying it. You go, I didn't mean that. And then they're gonna walk scot free. Because truth be told, she been defaming Jay Z, Beyonce, and all that crew for a while because she was an
dude,
insider. She been tearing people up, tearing up on Talib and all them people, man. The only thing is she got on a real publication, so then they had to apologize. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I don't even know, man. Like you can tell you my theory. I didn't believe in the Illuminati. I think when everybody jumped out there and saying all these people are part of Illuminati, I think we was just barking up the wrong tree. I think it gave them the idea to make the Illuminati. That's what I believe. There wasn't one before, there was one now. And Charlemagne part of it too. I think there's a
man.
real Illuminati. Yep. But it was not one before. But it was like, everybody was like, there's an elite group of people that's running everything. And people was like, that's a good idea. We should do it. Jay-Z up
Well, I'll say this about your president. Uh
there.
basically his father was into media and his grandfather was into media and all that kind of stuff. And dude, they really knew how to spin. I don't believe they had media companies, but they knew the art of spinning the media in order to get what they wanted, man. And that's just where we are right now. It's really not a sophisticated play, but it's something that's happening right in front of our eyes for sure. But the thing about it is, if the average person says what they're looking at, most people will say they're crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is you could probably get some traction, but you have to have a large following already for your voice to matter. And there's a was it? Did you ever watch Black Mirror?
I watched it, and then they had an episode that turned me off, man, and I was
Oh,
over that.
you talking about the Anthony Mackie, man. That's like later.
Yeah,
I'm talking
man,
about early.
that was too
Um,
much.
yeah, there's an episode called 1 Million Merits. It's pretty much a guy. I'm gonna try to sum this up as easy as possible. It's a guy, it's the dude from Get Out, the main dude. Um, he was on this bike, he literally he'd go in for his job. They all just ride a bike in a room.
Oh, I saw
And,
that episode.
yeah, and they run it up pretty much, and it's all to get on this show. That's I feel like what's happening now. That's even us talking on here. All of that is like we're running the hamster wheel, get some influence. Now your voice matters, right? Now you can say something. Now, what you decide to say at that moment is up to you. The thing is, once you get up there, now you're like, well, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back to not having a voice. So now you start playing the game. And you know what I'm saying? And now you see why Shannon Sharp be saying bogus stuff. You know what I mean? He started off as a legitimate sports player with trophies and an actual respectable legacy, and now he's a gossip girl. And it's because it's like it gets good to you. He made more money in that Cat Williams interview than working hard his whole career. That's crazy.
Dude,
So,
no, not working hard, taking full force hits,
mm-hmm,
brutalizing himself. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's just that's the era we in, man. We just gotta accept it. It doesn't even matter. He's like, what's that Jay-Z line? He goes, we don't believe you. You need more people. That's you need more followers. That's what we're living right now. And then your voice matters. But why would you tell the truth? Like Dr. Umar, I think he's guilty too. Like he probably originally stood for something, but man, when he talk, it's like a joke, man. Like, I mean, I appreciate him though. I appreciate him, but at the same time, he's kind of a clown. So like literally, when dudes are dating white women and they'll just have that meme of him looking like this, or they have like a white girl and she in a bikini and she's doing something and then Dr. Umar steps in the screen. That's what he is, man. He's no longer like,
Well, my
you
my
know,
my own personal theory on the good doc. Once again, him playing the
mhm.
game that he's playing, it's just not the right time for him to be exposed. But we all human, and we're all capable of being
What you mean?
exposed.
Exposed.
Huh?
You think he got a white girl? You think he got a white girl? What's his exposure?
I won't say he got one, but I believe that there's a side that we not see. There's more context to this uh Pan-African nationalist. I say this,
Yeah.
man. If they had Martin Luther King Jr., if they knew who he really was, someone knows who Dr. Umar really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, look, once you're in the game, you gotta play. You can't get in the game, tell on people, and then disappear. No, 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 no. You get in the game, you tell on people, and it was like, well, we like what you're doing. Why don't you come and spread this misinformation too? And now you stuck in it. But respect to him. Uh, I want to talk about yeah, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was on Skip Bayless show. They like best friends. I don't know why Lil Wayne on just. I thought he was jumping in there. I thought Lil Wayne was going to replace Shannon Sharp. He should. But yeah, Lil Wayne jumped on Skip Bayless show, and he was interviewing him about his response to Kendrick Lamar because he said, "I heard they coming for the king." No, I said I heard they trying to come for me. I just be chilling, but I'll cut the head. He said I will basically attack back or whatever. It sounded like he was threatening. It seemed like there was a Kendrick Lamar beef, Lil Wayne beef brewing, because Kendrick didn't really mince his words much. Sounded pretty clear what he was talking about. Lil Wayne responding back, boom. But Lil Wayne's energy was totally different this time. I would even say that his appearance probably was prompted by. I believe it's him and Kendrick, whatever that was. got so strong that he said, "Let me make a public appearance and say something about it." The thing with Lil Wayne, and this is all stemming from him being very vocal about him not getting to do a New Orleans Super Bowl, the Super perform at the halftime show at New Orleans, or whatever. Um, he's at the point where he's backtracking, like you said, acting like he didn't even know the line. He acted as if Skip
He
Bayless
hadn't heard the
saying
song.
he acted like that was the first time he heard. He said, "I think, yeah. I used to. What's the line? I used
I
to
let
buck the
Wheezy
Carter
down.
three. Yeah, yeah. I hold my Rolly chain proud. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it did. But see, this is the part that's more important to me. He says, whatever though, all these niggas out here questionable. Like that's what he's saying. Like I don't believe in this friendship thing no more. And he said F everybody. Like he's so Lil Wayne should be offended by this line. I really think he should be 1,000% offended. But he said that they got on the phone and have a conversation, and he told Kendrick Lamar to kill it. This is compromised. This is a compromised conversation because that is Drake's OG. That's not.
I
That's
I I
that's really suspicious.
I'll say this. I was lost and I realized why I don't care to watch Skip Bayless. He was instigating the whole situation. He was trying to instigate it. He was like, "Oh, I don't think you're the greatest, Wayne." I'm paraphrasing here, but you're the
Yeah, of
greatest,
course. Of course.
Wayne. I don't think they should have gave that to you, and I think that you should be there, and da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, Skip is trying to insert himself into the culture so bad.
Well, I mean, can you blame him? The one, the one nigga he had under his thumb turned into a gossip girl and hit the bank. So yeah, now he got to
Yeah,
do it. Yeah, he got to. Yeah, you can't just yell at somebody about sports. You got to act like you care about hip hop. But yeah, but I to give you credit, I'm gonna give you your credit and your respect when you deserve it. Um, I believe all this is a play to not make it look suspect when Lil Wayne comes out during the Super Bowl.
hey man, hey, and I'll say this,
And they got
dude.
they got a song together, so
I'll say this. I'm still not counting out Lover Boy.
that is impossible. That's impossible.
I don't,
Yeah, you
dude.
that's impossible.
Did you see who's about to come in the office in
Yeah,
January?
yeah, yeah. No, I hear that, but
I don't think there is an impossible, man.
I
I
I just
really don't.
think
I really don't think there's an impossible. We'll see, but I
no.
don't think. I
I
don't think.
I I, I love being wrong. I don't think the words that are used, the terminology is too far. It's just that if anything, it will hurt Kendrick Lamar's credibility to bring out that man.
I think he's the Teflon Don, man. He's the trendsetter. He is the culture right now. He's the like, man. What he says goes.
I don't think so. I think that is right. The pride comes before the fall. If you think you high up there, boom. Next day, Diddy was winning. He was winning a lifetime achievement awards right before all this happened. So Kendrick ain't above that. Drake thought he was above it, and this is where we got here. So I think I hope Kendrick Lamar is smart enough to stay as far away from that. And then he said the thing that he was most offended about was he said that he was putting out head information on his head or putting money to get information on him. So he said that's what he was most offended about. Like despite the whole rap battle, he said when he found out it's like you putting his family in danger, you know.
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I hear it, but also I could say some things that Kendrick did that was kind of, you know, but at the same time, I feel the context though. Yeah, I wouldn't be cool with somebody. I don't care who they are. If you put money out, you know, to get info on me. Like that's a lot. Not gonna lie, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah,
So
I
that,
don't know if I could just be dapping you.
with that being said, what you got coming up before the new year?
Oh man. So yes, plans got changed around. So this is exclusive. I'm actually they like me so much in San Diego. I think I'm going back this weekend. So yeah, I'll be doing San Diego Laugh Factory again. Oh, yeah. I want to talk about this too, but whatever. Chris Rock did a monologue for SNL. It was really good. It motivated me, so I'm gonna get back to work.
Dope, dope.
Yeah.
Well, Nam, it's been another episode of Splendid Radio on Fireside TV. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of content to
Oh,
discuss, man. I don't like to do it too often, but there definitely has
yeah.
been a lot of content, and we didn't even touch half the list, man. We did
We
not.
sure didn't. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't touch half the list, but that's all right. We'll have another wild card in January, and we'll recap and do
Let's
do
go.
do a proper recap. But with that being said, this has been Splendid Radio on Farside TV. Peace.